Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. Hey, before we get started, let's get a look at that intro.
Hold on to your butts.
It's tradition. All right. Oh man. All right. Yeah. So hi, everybody. Jen. Today is my youngest son's 5th birthday, and Jen. I invited Jen to come, and she made the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, while you're here, let's do a live. Like, she's here. I can touch her.
Might as well.
You know,
I know.
we're
I'm
not
in front of the green screen.
It's not a split screen or anything. This is the real deal.
It is. And I just realized that, I started, and Bear's here too.
Yeah,
Hi,
Bear's
Bear.
super here.
Hi there. I also realized that I didn't really start doing any of this stuff until the pandemic hit. And so I've never actually done a show or an interview with anybody in person.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so used to just staring right at the camera.
All right, Bear. Go down.
Okay.
Go.
He's about to push me across the room again.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Excuse us. We're trying to wind down. We had a birthday party for a 5-year-old, and it was pure chaos.
Yeah. Decorations are great though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good Pokemon theme.
I did those. Yeah, we did Pokemon theme, and it's a little Pikachu.
Oh, there's another one. You're gonna be finding Pikachu and little foam balls for ever.
I added a new sticker to my Bible. I got a Vulpix on there now.
Oh, that's sick.
All right. It's been a day, y'all. But how y'all doing? Feel free to ask questions. Otherwise, we're not going to have anything to talk about. Jen's only got like maybe 45 minutes, an hour-ish.
Yeah.
And she's got to get back on the road.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, favorite Pokemon, yeah.
I don't know.
That is a tough question.
It's a tough question.
I've struggled with that for a long time. I usually default to Vulpix because I have a thing for foxes. I really like foxes.
Yeah.
And Vulpix is a fox, and it mimics the Japanese lore of the kitsune, and I find it really fascinating.
It's hard for me to answer, not because there are so many fantastic ones to choose from, which is true. I am just not very cool, and I don't know any at all. I did not have friends when I was a child, and nobody to play Pokemon games with, so I just didn't.
You didn't collect Pokemon cards when you were?
I didn't. No.
Really?
I went to the museum a lot and the library, and
nerd.
Yeah, I would walk up to people and give them fun facts about dinosaurs, and for some reason, nobody wanted to be my friend.
Well, then, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Ooh, well, see, that's tough as well.
Bear.
Hi.
All right.
I've got to say, I love all pterodactyls. I think that whole family, the dactyls, are very, very cool. But what's interesting is that I was obsessed with dinosaurs from like the age of like 4 to 7-ish. And since then, we have discovered so many new ones that when I talk to kids today who are like dinosaur freaks like I was, I don't know half the dinosaurs that they're talking about. Because after the Jurassic Park films came out, it caused this huge resurgence of excitement about dinosaurs. And that turned into money given to digs and research. And so we've discovered a shit ton of dinosaurs ever since then, all because of the Jurassic Park movies.
It's weird how that works.
Yeah.
How like entertainment media like leads to funding of like actual archaeological digs, and there's Yeah,
I mean, I think something that's really neat about any sort of grant-based research is that essentially you just have to say, hey, I'm very excited and I want to do this thing and I think it'll be really cool. Give me money, please. Yeah, and if somebody agrees with you, you've got your funding.
Yeah, it's pretty much how that works, I think. I don't know. I'm not an archaeologist or a paleontologist.
Yeah, I'm not either. I've done a little bit of grant writing, and I will say that's probably the coolest way to make grant and grant writing sounds. It's actually very boring and terrible to do.
That's night, buddy. Good night. Yeah.
Man.
Love you, buddy. Sorry, just got my kids to bed, and it takes them like 20 minutes to actually fall asleep.
Yeah, and I will also say you've asked Bear to lay down,
Bear.
but I can't stop hugging him.
He's a very
good dog.
He is.
He's a very sweet dog. I know.
It acts like he's starved for attention, but he's not. Believe me, he's not.
He's not. I've been petting him for 2 hours straight, pretty much. Yeah.
Can I get a happy birthday wish? Absolutely. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's yesterday actually was my youngest son's birthday, but today we did the party. My birthday is on the 30th, and I turned 36. So that's going to be, I don't know. At some point, you just don't care about your birthday anymore.
Oh, snap. Just some geeky guy turned 21.
Oh, man.
I know.
That's a good age.
Yeah. Can be. I can't remember 21.
God, I can't.
Probably because I turned 21.
Can't either.
Okay.
All right, Bear. Go lay down.
I know.
Go lay down. Go. Lay down. Lay down. No. No. Lay down. Good boy.
I'll stop petting him. I'm definitely.
You're enabling. You're enabling
I'm
it.
absolutely enabling. I know.
40 is the big one. Yeah, I'll get there soon. Got 4 more years. No. It's trying to creep up here.
I know.
Stay down.
I know when I get home, my dogs are just going to freak the fuck out.
Ooh, we're getting into it now with Anton.
Oh, quizzing me on the Bible. Okay.
Is the Virgin Mary a descendant of King David?
Ooh, that should be an easy one, but I know that there's 2 different lineages that are in the Bible for Jesus. I don't recall. One of them I think was through Mary. I think so. Am I wrong?
No, neither of them's through Mary. So
yeah.
there's
now,
2.
Yeah.
There is 2 genealogies. There's one in Matthew and one in Luke.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Matthew echoes a genealogy that is in First Chronicles in the Old Testament. It mimics it pretty much verbatim. And the reason that is because the author of Matthew was trying to appeal to a Jewish audience. So he was trying to say, hey, Jesus is connected to the patriarchal fathers and King David this way. The author of Luke was appealing to the Gentiles. The Gentiles didn't know any better. They didn't know the Old Testament. The author of Luke mimics it up until King David. And then he kind of like makes shit up. Like he doesn't know. Or he just, I don't know. But there's a verse in Deuteronomy that's when they first record, or they first say that we're going to record our lineages. And it says we're going to record our lineages through the men. It literally says men. And that's how that was done. So there is no evidence that suggests that they interpreted or that they traced lineages through the women. That just was not a thing in ancient Judaism. It was traced through the men because the men carried the seed. There was no point in tracing it through the women. So when apologists say that it's referring to the lineage of Mary, they're wrong. They are just demonstrably wrong. So yeah.
I've heard a few different apologetics arguments for why there were the differences in the lineages that you do see described in the Bible. I feel like one was about like skipping generations, or like, they, recorded it this way or another way. I was like, that's, just in general, the way that you approach your last names, family structures tends to be fairly cultural. Like, of course, it differs between societies, but I can't think of a real reason why there would be that difference. other than, oh yeah, we kind of just made it up to make a point after a while.
Yeah, that's another big issue between the lineages between Luke and Matthew is Luke's lineages is like it's 13 generations. I think it's 13 generations longer than Matthew's. Again, Matthew's is probably the more accurate one, but Luke's like adds 13 generations. So that does the math just doesn't add up.
Bear's being so good off screen.
But yeah, he is. He's being good. Just stay down there.
I know I said his name.
Oh man, now we got excited.
Yeah. Forgot what the original dinosaur was called, but I love crocodiles and alligators. Fun fact, I believe that the closest relative living to crocodiles and alligators are birds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yes, they also have not changed much. Same with sharks.
Yep, they just got smaller.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier when your kid was talking about being really excited about learning about sharks and dinosaurs. But then I got distracted because the other one was stoked about llamas. I'm like, oh, well, yeah. Llamas are great.
Yeah, my kids are between the ages of 5 and 9. And I got 4 of them. And so they're at that age where they're obsessed with like sharks and dinosaurs. And like we had this whole conversation earlier. Yeah, it's interesting. I had to give a whole like biology lesson earlier. Like when I gave him a bath earlier before we started the stream because bath night. They start school tomorrow, so it's like we got to get a really good baths so they don't know how dirty y'all actually are. And one of my kids my oldest was like, "Daddy, how do fish stay underwater?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not trying to give you a lesson on buoyancy right now, really." It's like, oh my God, all right. Like fish have more dense water molecules in their genetic makeup than we do, so they don't float like we do. And so, yeah, I was just like, being a parent is weird because they ask you these questions, and you're like, I can answer that question, but you're not gonna understand anything that I say.
It's also, I can answer that question. Can I answer that question when I've had 3 hours of sleep and 4 kids screaming in my ear about to like 10 different things at once?
That too.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah. I love when they ask me questions like that, though. Like it's very exciting because it's like, oh man, I get to actually like educate you, because normally they ask me questions about like Minecraft, which I don't know anything about. But every now and then they're just like my one of my kids is autistic, and he was like, Daddy, is Google a real number? I was like, yeah, Google is it's an actual number. It's a huge number. And he was like, okay, so what is a Google plus a Google? I was like, 2 Google.
Have any of them gone through the why stage yet?
I never had that problem though, actually. Like, again, I have 4 of them. I never went through the why stage.
Lucky you.
Which I was expecting,
Yeah.
but it just never came.
Yeah. I say lucky you. I don't have my own children, but I was a Y child, and I constantly feel guilty for what I put my parents through.
I can imagine. I can picture you as a Y child.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, school already. They start tomorrow, and I can't tell you how excited I am. It's been a long summer, y'all. It's been a long summer.
Ooh, not to out you at all, but I do really like seeing the different sources that you have bookmarked on your browser.
Oh yeah.
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 You got some cool ones there. I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Yeah, Kindle reader is number 1. Greek interlinear New Testament, Hebrew interlinear Old Testament. Bear.
You got excited.
Bear.
I know.
Down. And then Bart Ehrman's blog, and then the Journal of Biblical Liturgy, Index Theologicus, and then Open Yale courses. And then I got more too.
Oh yeah, Dead Sea Scrolls.
Dead Sea Scrolls, yep.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, gosh, I haven't read Barterman's blog in a little while. I'm still a member. It's great.
Yeah, it is.
I
refer to it when like it's good when I'm like when I'm trying to answer a question or like make a TikTok and I'm like, there's one detail that I can't quite remember. Like, was it Athanasius that said this, or was it Tertullian that said this, or was it Marcion that said this? I'm like, who was it that said that? Somebody said that. So I go to Barterman's blog and I'll find the answer like within 5 seconds.
mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a fantastic resource. It's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Was the last time I was on your show when Bart Ehrman was on? I think it might have been.
I think it was.
Yeah. I still get so giddy when I think about that.
Oh man.
And I'm like, did that happen? What happened?
That was such a good interview.
That was so exciting. And I didn't know we were doing it until like an hour before.
Yeah.
And you texted me right after I had broken up a dog fight and like my whole hand was just covered.
Yeah, you were
in blood.
bleeding and shit.
Yeah, I was like bleeding off screen and I had like my hand wrapped in a towel and I was just keeping it down the whole time and like I went from having a terrible day to the best day. It was great.
Yeah, my co-host Natty Nat at the last minute was like, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to join tonight." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then internally, I was like, "Oh shit, I have to interview the Bart Ehrman for 2 hours." And so I reached out to Jen and was like, "Hey, do you want to join the stream?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." She didn't even know.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. I just said, "Yeah, sure," and then like I reread it. I was like, "Wait, who's the guest?" Okay,
yeah,
all right,
that guy.
Yeah, I won't totally just like simp and put like my whole Bart Ehrman book collection behind me. He needs T-shirts.
He does.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, if he doesn't have T-shirts, then he needs to get some T-shirts.
I loved like we did an after party after his interview, and someone was like, "I've never seen him that relaxed before," and I was like, "That is like my favorite comment," because that's what like I want when I invite like these scholars onto my show. And like, I don't want this, and I send them in emails beforehand. Like, it's not like an interview. It's more like a hangout session. Mm-hmm. Like, so drink, cuss, whatever. We're just gonna ask you some questions. And like Bart Ehrman, like when we told him that backstage, he like poured himself a glass of wine, and then like he was.
Yeah, I have to imagine, obviously not from experience because I'm so far from a scholar in anything, but I have to imagine that when you consistently have guest requests or if somebody recognizes you in person, they're going to want to ask very in-depth, detailed questions all about your life's work and your research. And like, of course, that's a big passion. That's why you do it. But at the same time, I'm sure it's really nice to just be asked like, oh, so what's your favorite color?
Yeah. His his dog was like fucking around in the background.
His dog is so cute. The little Muppet.
And I was like, "Your dog is adorable. What's she doing?" He was like, "Oh yeah, she's just playing with her stuffed animal."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to bring out the human side of some of these scholars. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice too because I'm sure that I feel like everybody who watches your TikTok or your show probably knows who Bart Ehrman is at this point. But I know a lot. I feel like a lot of scholars, I think less so maybe when it comes to religious studies, but more so just at large, don't get really like a broad audience of people who aren't somewhat related to their field or already interested in it in some way.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially with what we're facing as a country with this massive resurgence of Christian nationalism, it's really nice that people are A, taking an interest in their studies, and B, that they're getting out there for a wider audience. Hi, Bear. He's getting
Bear down. Yeah, and a lot of them are like about to retire or have retired, so they're like I don't know. I can only like picture like what that mindset is. Like if you're a biblical scholar, like James Tabor is probably coming on the show this Sunday. And if y'all know who he is, he's like one of the world leading authorities on Paul. He interviewed David Koresh for the Waco massacre. But he's retired now. It's like I can only imagine what that's like writing several books, teaching at a prestigious university for 30 plus years, and then suddenly you're retired, and now you have like guys like me, like, hey, will you come on my YouTube show? You know, what is that like? God, it's weird emailing guys like him and Bart Ehrman because I'm like, how do I don't want to sound unprofessional or like I'm a simp because I am. But yeah.
But I'm sure you also wouldn't want to email them and sound overly professional. Like, they're expecting to.
Yeah, they're probably like so used to that.
Yes, Paul from the Beatles. Yeah. I love it.
Not that one. Maybe we'll do that
different one.
Maybe we'll get a different like Beatles scholar on to interview that Paul. Oh man.
I really like this, imagining this story. I met Forrest Valkai in a Walmart a month ago, elbowed his foot karate style. It was like a fever dream. Elbowed his foot. Huh.
You elbowed his foot? How did that happen? Did you fall? Like, oh no, I tripped. That's the only way I can imagine that happening, Winter Sizzle.
Oh gosh. I'm just imagining doing that to various people that I just run into in person for the first time. You caught me off guard!
Yeah, It's weird, like, too, like, being recognized in public, because that's happened to me a few times, and I don't know how to react. Like we went to the zoo in DC like earlier this summer, and we stopped to get gas at a gas station. I went inside because one of my kids needed to use the bathroom, so I took him in there. And like there was one guy in there, the cashier, and he was like, "Hey, Captain Deadpool." I was like, "Hi. You know me. Cool. That's cool. What do you want a picture? I don't know what to do. You want autograph? I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can only imagine that that's weird. I'm happy to say that I have not had to deal with that before. I will say I was very surprised a little over a year ago, whenever it was the first time I came over here. And I rarely post on Instagram, but I posted a selfie of us. And one of my friends from North Carolina, who I had a suspicion, I had a feeling that she was like a fairly devout Christian. Like, I think that she like met her husband at youth group or something. And I was really like surprised and delighted when she like commented. She's like, "Wait, what? Oh my God. Like, I know him from TikTok. I love him. That's great." I was like, "Oh."
I have it's probably one of my funny stories. I have a niece from my previous marriage, and when she got into high school, she had a friend they were in school, and she was like, "Hey," her name is Hannah. She was like, "Hey, Hannah, look at this guy on TikTok. He's talking about like religious stuff." And then she was like, "That's my uncle." And so like, I was like, "Wow, how weird was that? Bear, get down. Like, how weird was that?"
I'm still enabling. I'm petting Bear.
Ah.
He's so soft. I have seen much worse stories of people discovering their family members when somebody shows them a video on the internet.
Yeah.
So I would say that you can just keep that as a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it could definitely be worse. Like my like I don't have any hyper religious family members aside from like some aunts and uncles, which I don't ever talk to anyway. Like my parents aren't hyper religious or even really religious at all. And like my former church friends have discovered me, or some of them have, and a lot of them have deconstructed as well. And like, I think the other ones like just ignore me.
Yeah. I do know that, I mean, I have, I think, 11,000 followers to your like 500,000 followers, but I do tend to just try to choose my words very carefully when I do make videos. Because I don't just talk about religion, but I do have like really close friends and family who are absolutely hyper religious, and it's not even so much that I want to offend them as it is that I want to, respect where they're coming from, but mostly I want to talk about these subjects in a way that they wouldn't just immediately shut it down and not listen.
Yeah.
Like if what I want to do is talk about, issues as it pertains to, biblical historicity or problems with religion, then if I just made that a conversation that like an atheist would get excited about and want to listen to, then, well, congrats. I don't need to convince you. You're not the person who's like voting for Christian nationalists and white supremacists. Like you're not the person who is, voting against the human rights of your queer neighbors. So that's why I tend to be very cautious when it comes to how I make my content or address it. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't really make a difference. It's like the worst video that you make is the one that's going to blow up.
It's true. Yeah. Or the one with the least effort put into it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
I'm grateful that none of my videos have gone viral, but I did post like a 15-second video that I filmed at the airport like a second before I got onto the plane. And as soon as I landed, I had like thousands of comments and views, and it was so dumb too. It was so dumb, and I still to this day constantly get comments on it. And there's so much better content out there. I've talked about better things. I've put in a lot more effort before, but nobody wants to see that. No. Yeah. I'm mad. He's a very good boy.
He is.
Yeah. I would like to be here as an ambassador for Bear.
My cat, on the other hand.
Cats are cold-blooded killers.
Oh my god. Wait, you go lay down.
I know. I'm still enabling.
Yeah, it's one thing like.
I know.
Go, Bear, lay down. Stop. You're doing the most.
But he's doing the most so cute.
He is. He's doing cutely. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. Rex and Valkyrie are somewhere. I don't even know right now.
I will say I want to say it was like 5 minutes before the show, I had Bear on my lap, and then one of your kids passed me Rex, and so I had like kitten and puppy, and I was really hoping that I could just come on your show just surrounded by all of the animals.
That would have been adorable.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. Chaotic though, chaotic. So, there, you're getting so much love.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You are so annoying.
No, I've met annoying dogs. He's fine.
He could be a lot worse.
One of my dogs, I mean, I love all of my dogs. They're amazing, but one of them has the most ear-piercing bark I have ever heard. I would rather listen to a Chihuahua on a loudspeaker than listen to my golden retriever. She like hits this note that I can feel like the pain in my ear. Oof. And she just doesn't stop unless, luckily she's the one I took to a professional, and like she's actually doing really great and is great at redirecting and placing and getting out of that. But my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Bear wants ear scratches, and I am giving him many ear scratches right now. I know. Yes, you're so sweet.
Oh, man. All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap this up. Jen's got to get back on the road and get home.
I do. Oh, Bear's like, no, don't go.
There he is.
Don't go.
Jesus. Will you chill?
I promise I'm very good with training my dogs. I know all of the things when they jump up or do things you don't want them to do, you ignore them. But when it's another dog, I just, hi, I'm enabling.
You are. I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Just this once.
Just this one.
All right.
Yay.
Thanks, guys, for joining us this impromptu, very unscheduled, unprofessional stream.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I hope y'all enjoyed. I had to do this while Jen was here.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was fun.
We'll do this again sometime. Like I said, don't live far.
Yeah.
We gotta make time to just get out of our houses and hang out sometime.
We do. Now that my kids are in school,
Yeah.
as of tomorrow, I'll be able to do that more often.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching us, guys. It was cool to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Your regular show is on Sundays, and mine is on Mondays.
Yep. Sundays and Mondays. Stay tuned. All right. Y'all know I'm bad at ending shows, so I'm just going to sign off. Love you guys. This is fun.
Bye.